used my blog to post about the elements of the digipacks I thought worked well, and how I could apply this to my own digipack. Moreover, I researched Dan Kroll's and George Ezra's progression from early releases to album release, and how consistent their images have been. I found that Dan Kroll has kept a consistent colour scheme, framing of image and font throughout his EPs, as well as music videos, tour posters and album digipack, whilst George Ezra has changed his representation on his EP and album covers, whilst pretty much maintaining the same font. Magazine advert on the blog. As I found out when researching digipacks, it was important that I use a consistent theme across my ancillary texts. Once again, I used my blog to record aspects of my magazine analysis by publishing a mini essay on the key elements I picked out and by responding to feedback on the original post. The technologies I used in the construction phase, Samsung Galaxy Smart Camera and the iPhone 4S for the hyperlapse application, and for the print productions I used Final Cut Pro for video and Adobe Photoshop for digipack and magazine advert. Music video, this camera, the Samsung Galaxy Smart Camera, as well as the iPhone 4S, played a pivotal part in generating ideas for the music video, as the vast amount of settings such as slow motion inspired me and helped me to think of different ideas that otherwise wouldn't have been possible. As well as this, the filming quality is excellent, which I found out whilst filming some test shots of Garlay Beach in October half term. The maximum quality of my video on YouTube is 720p, but this reduction is likely to be because the file has been compressed. I borrowed this camera from my sister for the rest of the music video filming, therefore it's a practical and very much viable option for me to use, as opposed to using a camera from the college, which have poorer filming quality because you can only use standard definition tapes. The inability to simply plug in the microSD into my laptop or the Mac at college was a downside to using the Samsung camera. This meant I had to keep borrowing a microSD card from an art teacher who didn't seem to impress after a while. As a result, I adapted my plans by filming with my iPhone. I mainly filmed on here through the Hyperlapse apps, which is renowned for automatically stabilising a user's recordings, in addition to being able to speed up shots without damaging the frames. I used the increased speed option when filming myself writing mental stability onto a piece of paper, which was much more effective than filming at one-time speed and then speeding up in Final Cut. As well as its filming qualities and incredible 21x zoom, the Samsung Galaxy camera also has many useful features which offered an alternative to using a microSD converter. The ability to use email, Dropbox, social media, just to name a few examples, was very useful and time effective. This was especially useful for transferring my images for the digipack from the camera to the Apple Mac computer, on which I designed the digipack and magazine advert, and I did this by using Gmail. Sending the images to myself from the camera and opening and saving them on the Mac computer. The music video, Final Cut Pro. Having used Final Cut on the College Macs for my Thriller project at AS, it was most appropriate for me to continue using this technology for A2. Final Cut comes with many special effects and transitions, a few of which are used in the music video, and proves to be key in creating the intended representations of my artists, such as the colour fades and cross dissolves. Here are some screen grabs of my music video in Final Cut Pro. They show my understanding of using the editing software, locking the sound layers to ensure the song doesn't get cut, and locking video layers to ensure that any clips put onto the timeline didn't move the video that I'd already edited. And at one point I had about 40 V layers, but managed to shrink this down just to 3. This shows me editing a cross dissolve on the same clip. I did this by, first of all, splitting the clip in half, and then making the second clip black and white. By applying a cross dissolve between the two clips, I was able to make a smooth transition from the colour to black and white. And finally, on the print productions, Adobe Photoshop. I'd never actually used this for a professional production before, and I'd only really used Paint.net before, so it was a challenge for me to use it. However, I rose to it and found it fairly straightforward to use. My job was made easier after I found a 6-panel digipack template online, which gave me an effective basis for the size of the images I would use on there. Photoshop gave me the capability of cropping and manipulating the colour and saturation of my images, as well as using a colour grab, in my case the blue sky image, which enabled me to create the background for the poster and back panel of the digipack, instead of taking a still from the music video and stretching out the image, which would have reduced the quality of it.
Created using Powtoon.